Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is going to be a fun little one. We're going to start off our week with a curse. Why? Well, actually, there's some rabbinical literature on that. Why start with a B instead of an A? Why start with a Bet instead of an Aleph? Here, we're going to do a fun little curse. Now, this Aramaic curse goes back to the 9th century BC. If you recognize where the inscription comes from, go ahead and jot it down below. I'm not doing the full inscription. I'm just doing a curse element because curses are very interesting to read. And actually, there's quite a bit of them. If you read different incantations that happen in later periods or earlier inscriptions, there's a lot of warnings, right? And the warnings that are sent out to people who might do harm to something or someone's memory are, well, there are warnings of a curse nature. Now, what I've done here is I have written the text in the block characters, the Mraba'a Ashuri or the Kitab Ashuri, the things that people would recognize as Hebrew. And then I have written them in transliteration below. So the block characters are in gold and the transliteration is in white. The translation is in blue. One thing you're going to notice about the way in which I've written the square script, the block characters above, is I'm not using final characters. You see the nun at the end, for example, is what would normally be an internal nun and not a final nun. The reason for doing so is, well, we only have one style of writing in this period. And so you'll find that a lot of the texts don't actually have any sort of differentiation between internal, beginning, medial, or final characters. So if you're wondering why that is, and you're feeling like you need to jump in and say, hey, that's not how the final nun is written, it's done intentionally. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and read this inscription. Mari Hadad, this is my Lord Hadad, and probably at this time we would vocalize the possessive pronoun, Mari. And so if you're a speaker of Syriac or you've learned Syriac, you'll know we just say Mar or Mor when we want to vocalize Lord. Here, Mari Hadad, my Lord Hadad, who's also in this inscription called the Lord of the Khabur. The Khabur is a river in Syria, and until recently was home to many different Aramaic dialects. Even in the 21st century, people were still speaking Aramaic there. So Mari Hadad, Lahme wa Muwe al Lekah min. May my Lord Hadad not accept his food and water, these, being offered to a deity, min yade, from his hand, usal or Salah, Marati, and Meshala, my lady. So this is the feminine of the above Lord. Lahme Wumuwe, his food and his water. You may notice that lahm from Hebrew, right? We have this word lahm in Hebrew, and in Aramaic we have lahma or lachma, and it just means food. Today we kind of use it to mean bread, bread and water. Bread is sort of the euphemism for food, or vice versa. In Arabic, of course, we might say that word means meat. So that's one of the reasons why I see it translated as food and not necessarily as a more specific term like bread. But cultures do that. I mean, even in India, if you ask someone in the Malayalam language, if you say, "Do you want rice?" you're really asking them, "Are you hungry?" So, food and the common staple are often bound together. Now we saw that in the last two lines, lahme umuwe, his food and his water. So what's water? Typically we'd see something like, mayo, mia, something like that. But at this time, the word for water looks a lot more like the Akkadian word for water. And this is a bilingual inscription, actually. There is Akkadian on the other side, and it's found in proximity to the Assyrian Empire, where Akkadian is used. Al tilkah, do not accept. Min yad, from the hand, or namely his hand, wal zar'a, and may he cultivate wa'al without yahsod, without harvesting, wa'al of shar'in zar'a, and may he cultivate 1,000 different units, upris lahaz, and take minne, and take from it, pris is a half, or a split, a division, but presumably a half. So this portion of the inscription of the curse, may my Lord Hadad not accept his food and water, presumably those things that are offered, from his hand. May Shala, my lady, not accept his food and water from his hand, and may he cultivate without harvesting. May he cultivate 1,000 units, but take in only 1/2 from it. وَمَئَ سَوِينَ لَهَيَنُقِينَ emer, and may 100 ewes suckle a lamb. وَعَلْ يَرُوِ وَمَئَ سَوْرَيْ لَهَيَنُقِينَ, but it not be satisfied, and may 100 cows suckle agel, a calf, وَعَلْ يَوْرِ, but it not be satisfied. وَمَئَ نَشُونَ لَهَيَنُقِينَ عَلَيْم وَعَلْ يَرُوِ, and may 100 women suckle a child, but not be satisfied. Here we go. Now the curse is getting nastier, right? Like livestock, no, but now it's going to the humans. وَمَئَ نَشُونَ لَأَبِمْ بِتَانُور لَحَمْ وَعَلْ يَمَّلِنَّ, and may 100 women bake in an oven bread, but not be able to fill it. ومن قلقاطة للقطو أنشوي سعرين وأخلو, and from the garbage piles may his people collect barley to eat. ومطان شبات زي نرجال al يقتزر من ماتي, and may death, the mace of Nergal, if you look in the image right there, Nergal, the god, is holding a mace in his right hand, not be cut off from his land. If you are a speaker of any modern Aramaic dialects, you'll know the word Matha or Motho as the village or the countryside, Akkadian Matu. So here we have a fun little curse. I don't know that curses are fun, but, in the case that they are, I hope you have a great week and that none of these curses hit any of you, your loved ones, or even your enemies. May we all instead be blessed.